Hey everyone, just wanted to give you guys a quick video update on my now rare 2021 F-150 Platinum. Wanted to give you guys an overview of it now that I'm done with all the little modifications that I've been working to get done on it. And we're going to touch on why it's rare now due to Ford and some other factors, my thoughts on it, and do a little bit of a driving impression and talk about the engine, the miles per gallons, all the little modifications I've done, and just overall inside and out thoughts on this truck. I've had it for, I want to say, close to 2 months now with 4,700 on the odometer. So here we go. Let's start off here and talk about why this truck is now, in my opinion, extremely rare now. So given the fact that COVID has been going on and kind of killing Ford's supply constraints, and they've been having trouble churning these things out, especially in higher trims from what I've been reading. Microchip shortages left and right. This being a Platinum, kind of hard to find already as is, but what makes it even more hard to find is this. This truck has the 3.0 Powerstroke turbo diesel engine. Now what really makes this truck rare is that finding this truck with a 3.0 Powerstroke in the Platinum trim with every single option checked on it, from max recline seats to max trailer tow package and everything else, makes it extremely difficult to find. I found this guy all the way out in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And what was really awesome was, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the dealer's name. It's Junge, or Junge Forge, I think is the right way to say it. They actually let me use my X-Plan pin code for this truck, so it was not only a rare one but also snagged for X-Plan pricing, which before tax came out to $70,114 pre-tax and license. Now don't quote me on this, but some of the online forums I've been reading about Ford discontinuing the 3-liter Powerstroke engine and whatnot. Some of the things I've been reading is that with the COVID constraints and the 3-liter diesel not being that much of a popular option, I read somewhere that they made, I think, less than 1,000 of these 2021s with the 3-liter diesel. Then when you start to factor in different trim levels and options, I'm going to go ahead and guess that this thing is pretty hard to find in a Platinum with all the options, because this was literally the only one I found in the entire United States over a 6-month span. This was a custom ordered one. It had the green custom ordered retail sticker. Somebody apparently backed out of purchasing it, and the dealership threw it up, and I picked it up probably a few days after it went up. The only option it was missing that I had to add myself to make it fully loaded was the interior work surface, which, if you see some of my other videos when I had the 2021 EcoBoost with it, I went ahead and swapped the work surface off my EcoBoost one into this one, basically putting in the one and only option I was missing off this truck. So now it is fully loaded. Even though it didn't come from the factory that way, I have now made it that way through a little bit of work on my own. Color here is Star White, and looking pretty good on the outside here. Just want to give you guys a quick walk around of what it looks like completed, and we'll talk about some of the things that I've changed on it. But you know, before I get into too much detail, I am really happy with going for the Powerstroke over the 3.5-liter EcoBoost, and we'll kind of get into that here in a little bit. So starting up front here, I just want to quickly go over the modifications and changes that I've made myself to the truck. Not myself, I should say, but just modifications that I've made. Starting up front here, obviously the most glaring one is I took these tires and wheels off of my EcoBoost and I put them on this one. When I was selling my EcoBoost, I just wasn't getting any good offers to I was getting good offers for the truck, but people were kind of lowballing the tire and wheel setup that was coming with it. So I decided to swap the stock tires and wheels and TPMS sensors off this truck onto that one, and then I got this one leveled in order to accommodate these tires and wheels. So I decided to keep them for myself. I'll touch a little bit later here on how that's affected my gas mileage, but as you can see, it comes really close. No rubbing, no clipping, no issues whatsoever. I've taken this thing off-road. I've towed with it. No issues with it whatsoever. Getting up close here, these are the 295 60 by 20 Nitto Ridge Grappler tires, and they are wrapped around these beautiful Fuel off-road wheels. These are the Fuel Blitz wheels in machine tint. This is a 20 by 9 wheel with a plus 20 offset. On top here we have, not very visible in there, I don't know if I can get the camera in there, but you have spacers. That silver thing right there you can see in between. You have 2 1/4, yes, 2 1/4 inch Readylift spacers. I know that many of you are going to probably see on the website that only a 2-inch one is available for the 2021, but from all the other videos I've seen online is that the 2 1/4 one works just fine from the 2020 year model. And the local shop I had do this level, they put these on just fine on my EcoBoost one. I had no issues on that one for 6 months and 10,000 miles. And I threw these on this Powerstroke as well. They did both trucks and I was really happy with the work. If you're here in Northern California, see Reliable Tire Service in West Sacramento and they'll hook it up. I think it was like less than $500 with tax and labor and alignment. So these tires are due for a rotation here soon. Other than that, really happy with the performance of these tires. If you want to see these tires and this truck specifically driving off-road on the beach, there is another video on my channel that kind of touches on that. You guys can see how they perform. Unfortunately, I did want to make a video of this thing towing the trailer. I'll show you guys here in a bit. The trailer I towed up and down for about almost 400 miles for camping. Kind of touch on the performance there and how it towed with these larger tires. Other than that, I'm really happy with these wheels and tire setup. No complaints whatsoever. Very minimal road noise, especially in this cabin. And here, let's move on. Next modification here up front is window tint. 35% up front on these 2 windows. And if you can't tell or not, the windshield is also tinted, but I went with the 80% as clear as possible high UV reflecting one, just for the sake of reflecting heat here in the California summer. So got that done actually a couple of days ago here, so that's still somewhat drying and curing. But other than that, really happy with how it turned out. If you guys are in Northern California, see SWT Window Tinting. He's tinted every single vehicle I've had for the past 5 or 6 years and does an excellent job, both in work and pricing. Yeah, any parts or services or anything like that I mentioned, like Reliable Tire, anything, I don't get any money, promotion, nothing, advertising, nothing from that. These are just people that have done work on the truck, and I'm just giving them a shout out as a happy customer. Moving to the back here, you have a bunch of cars passing by. That's what you got. Same tires and wheels back here. I'm gonna show you the other option. I should rather say the other option that this truck did not come with was the wheel well liners, which I purchased and installed on my EcoBoost, and then I just took them off the EcoBoost and put them on this one. The buyer of the EcoBoost didn't much care for them, so I just took them. So it's not really a modification, but it is an add-on. These are these tires and wheels in the back. And let's just get you guys an angle here so you guys can see the poke. This is a plus 20 offset. Plus 20 offset. And try to back up here. So I am a huge fan of when the tires and wheels do not stick out a lot. When I see tires and wheels that stick out 3, 4, 5 inches, it's, to me personally, it's the most disgusting thing you can do to a truck. That's just me. I like it when the tires are flush or maybe 1 inch maximum coming out here a little bit. Yeah, I can't stand the big rims, low profile tires, them sticking out on a big truck. I mean, it's just, personally, again, my personal taste and opinion here, it looks disgusting and ugly. This is right here, my ideal setup. A little bit of poke. I'm gonna come around here, give you guys a look of how much it really sticks out here. This is about an inch of it sticking out. Maybe I want to say 1.5 at the most. But nice clean look here on the side. Here's the other part and accessory that I had added on. The BakFlip MX4 bed cover. I took this one off my other EcoBoost as well. Cover overall is very good. What I do like about it is that the tailgate runs up and down on it, no problem. Opens and closes with it being in the closed position. This video brought to you by, no, I'm just kidding. Going back up here. Come on. Closes just fine. Cover's very good, very sturdy, very good security, especially this metal lip right here in the back. Some of the other covers I've had were so easy to kind of bend up and even potentially get access to. Let's see here if I can get this on camera. This kind of starting to wear out here a little bit, these rubber pieces. As you can see, I don't know if I can get the camera in on that. So this is, I want to say after 6 months of use, is what the BakFlip cover is looking like overall. So other than that, I'm really happy with it. There were some tiny little pieces here and there that I had to fix with glue. I'd have to open it to show you, but other than that, overall, I'm really happy with how the cover's been working here, and would probably buy it again. But then again, I'd probably research other options before committing to it again, just to see if there's anything better out there or something that kind of holds up better over time. Here we have our next modification. I just posted this on a standalone video on the channel here, but these are Ford accessories from FordAccessories.com. There's another video on my channel that has these with the part number listed. These are made of solid metal with 3M tape on the back, and are they look black, but supposedly are smoke or like a dark gray in color. And as you can see, I'm going to bring it up really close here. Very good fit and finish, and they stick very, very well to the tailgate. And it just makes the word platinum a whole lot more distinct. And the other thing I did add on is this little emblem here. It was like 50 bucks. But, you know, if you're driving a rare one, you got to have that third emblem, not just on the side doors, but on the back here. So, nice little addition there. Here's the other modification that I've done. This is the DPF back AFE 4-inch steel exhaust with a 5-inch black tip. Get under here if you guys can see it. Deletes the muffler and goes all the way back to the DPF filter. Thankfully, does not need a carb sticker. So basically it goes in right there, I think. No, there, I think. Let me see this. There, yeah. So it attaches right there. And that's where it starts, probably right under the rear occupant in the truck. So this is where it starts and goes all the way back. Give you guys a quick startup here of what it sounds like now. Still very low note. It just gives it a little bit more of a growl, I'd say. It doesn't sound extremely quiet anymore. Sounds a whole lot better when it goes into regen though. Then it sounds like a beast. But then when regen stops, it just goes back to being very docile. Here's a quick look at those tinted windows from the inside. Kind of give you guys an idea of what 35% looks like from the inside. And this is 80%. As you can see on the left is tinted, and on the right, not. So mostly just for heat reflection. but actually does make a huge noticeable difference for the truck with the heat in the California summer. All right, guys, now that we've taken a good look here around the truck on the outside, taking a look at the tires and wheels here and all the other stuff that I've put on here, let's here move to the inside and go from there and talk about some of the differences from my EcoBoost and just my overall thoughts on the interior in this truck. Alrighty, here we go. I have the last fit all-weather mats because unlike the Ford ones, these actually go under the gas pedal. Don't know who made those for Ford and how that could be such a huge oversight, but it is. And so I got these last fit ones. They're pretty good, though. As I'll show you guys on the other side, the cutout right now, you can't really see it from here, but the cutout is actually a whole lot worse on the passenger side. But those are the other kind of aftermarket things that I bought. And this is our interior. You get your door panel here. Still don't understand why I don't have Ford window one touch, but that's about it. Here's the interior work surface I put in from the other truck. If you guys want to see how I did that, how it comes apart, and if any of you guys can actually, looking at the video, figure out a way how to do it in less steps and faster, let me know. I'd be all ears, because kind of took it apart with no prior instructions and a very, very crappy diagram from Ford. Here we have it inside and out. Inside, I should say, rather. This one does have the max recline seats, which I still am yet to use. I don't know how other people with max recline seats feel about it, but I am yet to use it. I did find this thing adjustable for the most part to be a little bit easier on the shoulders for me than the other seats that I had. Don't know how true this is or not, but this is my personal perception. The massaging seats, I feel like they end much further down on these seats than on the other ones. Those kind of massaged your upper back a little bit more. At least that's what it felt like for me. Other than that, every single option, including the 18 speakers by Bang & Olufsen, has every option that you could probably check from Ford on it. And yeah, here's a good look at our interior. Let's start this engine up and take a look at the engine bay here. All right, here we go, guys. I had to turn off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth because it will literally cut my video in the middle as soon as I connect to Apple CarPlay. Here we go. Like I said, this is the turbo diesel. This is my current trip right now on this tank. And this is about 90% in the city, I want to say. Been doing most of city driving this week. Let's go here, menu. On this one, you can see your def level, 65%. I did make some modifications with ForeScan to add like the engine temperature here. I disabled the double honk, the notorious double honk when you leave with the keys. It is now gone, which that was probably the most annoying thing ever, especially when trying to get ready to leave camp early in the morning. And this thing is honking away while the truck is warming up. So here we go. I'm going to show you guys my lifetime fuel over 4,785 miles, trip 2 here. 21.2 over 4,779 miles, which I'm going to say is pretty darn good, even in comparison to the Power Boost, simply because I'm running on 34s with much heavier rubber and a 2.25 inch level. So getting, close to, 21, 22. And when I'm driving purely just highway or cruising at 55, 60 miles an hour, that number can go upwards of, 29, 30 miles a gallon. And I think last when I checked off the fuel pump, checking that number at the fuel pump, it's about 0.4 miles per gallon discrepancy. So to those of you wondering, no, I did not recalibrate my speedometer. Simply because using a GPS tool, I think I'm only off by less than 1 mile per hour, which was not big enough for me to go in and start messing around with all of that as well. Overall here, really loving this interior. I really did eyeball the 2021 F-250 Tremor in the Velocity blue color, but the interior on this one really won it over for me, and the fact that getting a 6.7 Powerstroke would be more about want and overkill and not about need. So yeah, kind of went with the 3-liter diesel instead. This guy's got all the options on it. Like we said, got 360 cameras all over. We got the hill descent control, the traction control up here. And this guy right here, I actually put in the auto start stop disabler, which remembers your previous setting, which I don't really much care for auto start stop on the diesel. As you can see, it defaults back to off and stays off, which I really like. Got audio and your screens on the left and right here. This 12-inch screen is really nice overall. Really do enjoy kind of the split screen functionality on it, and wireless Apple CarPlay. Here you have the center console, the folding shifter, and the interior work surface I stole from the other truck. Do I really use the interior work surface a lot? Not really. Just gonna be honest. I rarely use it. But when you have both trucks, you can just swap away and just sell the other one as is, and the new owner didn't care. So, there you go. This is kind of a detailed look inside of this truck. Step back here. Now, in comparison to the other EcoBoost I had, this one was made 6 months after that one, and I want to say Ford, from my view, is correcting some of their mistakes that the initial ones coming out had, build quality issues. This truck, you can kind of see, even in the little minute things, is getting a lot better in build quality. This one does have the foldable lockable storage, and as some of you who know and may not know, you cannot get Pro Power on board with the diesel one, which for like $300 I can add a for $300 I can add a 2 kilowatt inverter off Amazon. It would literally take me a couple of hours to wire that sucker in if I really wanted it. And I do have to admit, I am a closet Monopoly fan. Just kidding. That's their leftovers from camp. I forgot to take that out. Other than that, I do really like this foldable lockable storage. The only downside is that if you do keep stuff in here regularly, for me, when I went like shopping to Costco, folding these seats up and throwing everything you bought at Costco on the floor in the back here was probably one of the most useful features of the truck for me, was just loading up all your groceries in here, stuff that needs to stay on the cooler side. Can't really do that as much anymore with half the space being gone now. And I'm not a huge fan of putting a bunch of boxes and other stuff on the leather sheets. So I'm now putting everything in the back and kind of hightailing it home before stuff melts. But here's a good look in the back. To those of you who do have this truck, know that no matter which truck you buy, this rear glass will rattle. It will rattle. And as you can see, I've already made attempts to soften it. I'm going to be adding more a little bit later to try to get that to stop whenever playing music, because the subwoofer is right there. Anytime you hit a note, certain notes I want to say in music, it will make that glass rattle like it's no tomorrow. Very annoying, but it is what it is. There you have a good look there. I'm going to give you guys a good look on the passenger side here. So some of the things they have improved on in comparison to my EcoBoost was right here on my other truck, I had actually like paint imperfections. Like you totally see like there was not enough paint, and you could see like the gray primer underneath on my EcoBoost, which, I mean, unless you were actually looking for it, you couldn't really see. But the other thing I had on my other one was Sorry, let me show you guys here the other side of the foldable lockable storage. Your power inverter. Keep straps with me all the time in case I need to tie something down with cargo. And that's my wrench for the spare tire lug nut. And the other kind of issues I had on mine was this like American flag right here was completely warped, and this piece was like barely hanging on. This one is very solid, planted, it's not moving. The other one I had to be replaced. My other F-150 had massive warping right here. This thing was like standing up like maybe 2 or 3 quarters, the thickness of 2 or 3 quarters right here. This one actually is very flush and looks good in terms of build quality. No real issues there. My other EcoBoost had to have the massaging seats repaired right from the get-go. This one did not need that at all, and Ford I feel like is kind of fixing up or making their build quality a little bit better as they're making more and more of these trucks. Let's see here. Give you guys a good look at these. I know some of the people have asked me which seats do I prefer, the Max Recline or the other ones. I'm honestly very, very split because they're both comfortable. I like how the other ones look a bit better, but these with the adjustable shoulders, as someone who's 6'4", this actually helps a lot, having that to be adjustable. I do plan to do more road trips on this one, so I'm assuming I'm going to get to use these Max Recline seats a whole lot more. So to those of you asking which ones you should get for yours, just get what you need. If you don't see yourself ever using Max Recline seats, then don't get them. If you are going to use them and you road trip a lot or you sleep in your truck, then get them. I can totally see how they'll be useful. Let's see here. Also, for that one random YouTuber who says I say too much, give me a break. I'm a healthcare worker. I do like 100 hours a week. Sometimes my brain needs a minute to load. So then we have our power sunroof here, which compared to my 2016 and 2018, this thing rolls a whole lot more smoother. I am yet to have on either truck the sunroof get stuck on me or have any like jerking or creaking or anything like that. So to those of you who, I see a lot of comments online, people saying, well, I don't want to get the sunroof because it's going to break on me. I really think Ford has refined these sunroofs over the years pretty well, and they're pretty good and reliable now. If you guys have issues with your sunroof on your 2021 or even your 2020, let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely interested to see what you guys think of the sunroof and if you guys are having issues with yours as well. And you guys a good look here at the interior. Those are my ankle weights for my road trip that I did, and the lane centering assist that had the, as you can see in one of my other videos, how I just threw that ankle weight on the wheel and it actually did almost 900 miles without me having to touch the steering wheel, driving on its own. Pretty neat. Safe? Maybe not, but pretty neat. You have a good look there. The interior, and let's go do a little bit of driving here on the back roads. I want to give you guys an impression here, but let's first, before we do that, let's take a look at the engine bay here and the 3-liter Powerstroke that is no more. Here we have it, the 3-liter baby Powerstroke on the 2021 F-150, which is now a unicorn engine. This thing has got to go. I'm waiting for AFE to tell me if the momentum intake will fit or not. I'm hoping it does. And as soon as they give me the green light, I will be getting that part on there here shortly. Truck runs very quietly for a diesel. That's a fuel filter back there, which is really easy to switch and change. And your oil filter is actually located right here below the engine cover, which makes it really, really easy to change your oil. The only problem with this engine is that it requires very specific F-150 diesel oil, and can get a little pricey. I think they're anywhere from $10 to $12 a quart. But No real issues there. So let's do some driving impressions here. Alrighty. Let's take this thing for a drive. Safety first and seatbelts. All right. I do have to say, this engine pairs like so much better with the 10-speed transmission than the EcoBoost. In terms of like smoothness, and it just switches and picks gears better, in my opinion. I think just it switching at lower RPMs with that low end torque, I'm not sure if that's the reason, but it actually goes really smooth with no issues whatsoever. Let me turn off the cooled seats. Here's kind of a little bit of a driving impression here, kind of going along. We'll take some of these back roads and I can show you guys the, don't want to reset that one, that's trip 2. Go here, trip fuel economy. I'm gonna get past that stoplight over there and I'll give you guys a good decent look in terms of what it does in terms of fuel economy. Driving through some of these back roads going 55-60 miles an hour. Right now we're showing 19.5. This is an average over the last 2 tanks, I want to say. This engine is definitely, I hear the comments I get from people sometimes that they read on paper that it's 250 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque. Don't let the numbers fool you. I'd say if you're interested in one of these remotely, give it a try for yourself. This engine, I think, will pleasantly surprise you in terms of how much get up and go it has for a small little 3-liter, and towing wise, it performed way better than my expectations. I pulled about an 8,000 pound trailer with it through the California mountains over there, heading up north on 5, and then Highway 20 towards the ocean. A lot of those up and downs and turns, I was passing other trucks with trailers, no problem. So let's reset here. Even just cruising at the speed limit at 45 miles an hour. Let me set this up here. So 1100 RPM, and we're getting about what 30 something right now. It's at least on that blue bar. It's just getting up there. This is on 34s. I know this is not a really good test for fuel economy, but I'm just giving you guys an idea of kind of what you can expect cruising. I'm sure these numbers would be slightly better if I had a much better road to drive on. Let me reset here. I'm gonna pick it at 50, which is the speed limit here. And we'll just hit reset. This is a really rough back road, by the way. So even with this rough road, I'm showing 29.2. I don't know how visible it is. 29.8. Guys an idea of fuel efficiency here. And this is just cruising at 50 miles an hour. On the highway, going about 65, getting 28 is pretty realistic. On the way to and from work, I drive about 32 minutes each way to work, and I want to say 25 miles of it is highway, and about 2-3 miles is city driving to get to and from the freeways. So here we are, 30.2, driving here on the highway. Not on the highway, I should say, a back road. Make my way over to a back road here, through a back road, I should say, rather, to more of a tune lane, smoother highway. Give you guys an idea of what it averages going, like 60-65 miles an hour. Not sure how much it's seen from the video, but all that smoke and haziness, that's all coming to us from the Caldor fire. I'd probably get a better look here. Yeah, a lot of this smoke and haziness. It's been a very bad air quality day here in Sacramento, but not as bad as other areas closer to the fire. Yeah, this is kind of starting to be a common occurrence here in California, sadly, actually, is the annual forest fires. So hopefully they get that fire put out soon and it doesn't make its way to Lake Tahoe. Okay, reset here at 66 miles an hour. Much smoother highway, so getting a little bit of a 25, I want to say 24.4. So yeah, so creeping up here a little bit, but about 25 and a half is what I'm seeing right now. Anywhere upward from that, probably I think 24.1, I want to say, to 28.3 is kind of what I've been getting across, I think, 4 or 5 tanks to and from work for the most part. Let me focus on that. This is about 25 on this back road, so as you can see, the camera's probably wobbling a little bit. Not the smoothest road, but other than that, it's pretty good on fuel, especially running on 34s with a 2 1/4 level. So gonna back off here as we're getting back into town. Overall driving impressions, really happy with the truck. It is really smooth, considering it's on leaf springs in the back. No real complaints. I mean, it's what you'd expect from a truck at this price point. A lot of electronic and a lot of other safety features on the Platinum that I really enjoy, but not going to go into great detail and bore you guys to death here with all the little features here and there. So, sorry guys, not the best roads here in the back next to my house to really do freeway or highway testing on. Maybe I'll get a more in-depth highway video, but other than that, just really happy overall with this 3.0 Powerstroke. Kind of glad here I snagged a rare one. Still, at the time of this video, I tried searching for yet another F-150 Platinum like mine. I think one I found in Sarasota and another one somewhere in the Midwest, and even then they did not have all the features that mine do and were priced way above what I paid for mine. So finding another one of these, unless you've ordered one before the order banks close, is going to be pretty hard. But if you do find one and you're kind of thinking about it, give it a try, and I'm sure you'll like it. And here we have my nephew Micah running up here, who wants to help drive the truck. Buddy, you want to drive? You do? All right, well, we're basically done parking this guy. Hi. Давай. We'll do it together. Давай, вот так. Uh-oh. Опять. Press it. Let's go. Press it. Wow. Press it. Давай, press it. Again, press it. Let's go press it. Alrighty, guys. We'll press it again? We'll press it again. Alright, thanks guys for watching this video. Let's see here, actually. Let's go look at that trailer I towed. I did want to talk about towing real quick here. Okay guys, here's the actual trailer I pulled to camp a few weeks ago. My brother-in-law is fixing his rear bumper, getting it welded because he attached a bike rack that's a little bit too heavy to it, but with all the other gear inside of it, it was probably like close to 8,000 pounds. This guy, dry weight, let me see if I can see it here. Where is it? Can't really see it. It is 2,003 kilograms, which you can do the math for converting that to pounds because I can't off the top of my head right now. Paul, what's the dry weight of this trailer?
5,800.
Huh?
5,800.
5,800. He's a CPA accountant, something, so he probably knows. Anyways, 5,800 pounds for this, and then other gear kind of put us closer to 7,500. And oh, let me show you guys the payload sticker for the truck. Alrighty guys, payload sticker for this guy is right there, 1,268 pounds. And here we are for our gross combined and other information. So towing that trailer, with all the camping gear and everything else included, was about 378 miles total round trip on the trailer, and I averaged about 12.1 miles per gallon. To those of you wondering, I did have a weight redistributing hitch with the bars on it, and really no problems towing that trailer through the mountains. No sway, no limp mode, no overheating, no nothing. Towed it like a champ. This thing is rated for 12,100 pounds with the max trailer tow package, so even with the change in altitude, I think we were way below that, so handle it just fine. Alrighty guys, thank you for watching. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. If this video translates poorly to YouTube and looks like crap, I apologize. This is just something I do on days off here and there. Give you guys a better idea about this truck, about the diesel engine, and about other things to those of you who want to buy one or are in the market for maybe ordering one. So if you have any questions, any comments, please let me know, and thanks for watching.